In a quiet corner of a busy city lived Professor Paul, a retired teacher who once taught science and wisdom to hundreds of students. Outside his small house stood an old Volkswagen car named Voxy. Her paint was fading, her wheels tired, and her mirrors cracked. Every morning, when Paul opened the garage, Voxy would hope for a little care. Maybe a polish, maybe a wash. But Paul only sighed and said, "You're too old now, Voxy. Just like me." Voxy's engine sank with sadness. Whenever Paul drove her to the market, she would see shiny new cars passing by. Red, silver, black, full of life. And she'd whisper to herself, "I wish I could be like them." Fast, bright, and loved. One morning, something exciting echoed through the city radio. "Attention, car lovers! A grand vintage car contest will be held this Sunday. The most old and unique car will win a huge prize." Voxy's headlights sparkled for the first time in years, but Paul only smiled faintly and turned the radio off. Within hours, car dealers started knocking at his door, offering large sums to buy the old car. "We'll restore her, sir. She's rare," one said. "She could win the contest," said another. Paul looked at Voxy quietly, and for the first time, he saw not just an old car, but a friend who had stayed loyal for decades. He shook his head and said, "No, Voxy and I will go together." Sunday arrived. The festival garden was filled with bright lights, laughter, and hundreds of shining cars. Luxury jeeps, golden sedans, silver sports cars, all polished and perfect. And in the corner stood Voxy, small and old, her paint slightly dull, but her heart full of pride. Professor Paul wore his best brown coat and gently patted her bonnet. "We've come a long way, old friend. Let's show them who we are." When Voxy's turn came, her little engine started, vroom vroom, soft but full of soul. People smiled as she rolled forward gracefully, every dent telling a story, every scratch a memory. After hours of judging and applause, the announcer took the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the most unique and vintage car award is Voxy." The crowd cheered loudly. Voxy's headlights gleamed with tears of joy, and Paul smiled proudly, eyes shining behind his glasses. They received a golden trophy and a huge prize,